Hello new recruits, so this video is for you. The last one was for old recruits or persons ready to leave Japan. We're about to bounce. What to do. This one is for you to prepare you for before you get there. Things that will help you in your transition before you arrive, when you get there, and so on for the rest of your time. Now, I hope this information helps you because some of it I wish I had known before I got to Japan, and it's very important to share it with you so that you have a good transitional period in those first month or those first couple months. Okay, so let's just jump right into it because I don't want a very long video. First thing you need to do is find Google Translate on your phone or download it and get familiar. They have the Japanese translation, and let me tell you, I would not have survived 4 years in Japan knowing very basic Japanese. Not even basic, very little. I didn't know any Japanese. I knew some phrases, but that was it. I didn't know Japanese. Why? Because I depended on Google Translate for everything. Literally, anywhere I had to do business in Japan, I would just take out my phone, take out Google Translate, speak English into it, have it translated to Japanese, and show the person on the other end. They would look at it, say, oh, speak. I'd hold the button down, they'd speak into it. I would read and go, ah. The only thing with Google Translate is you really have to be able to interpret things properly or see the context clues and figure out what it's saying. It's actually from 3 years ago when I just started using it, or 4 years ago. It has improved a lot with the translation methods. So now it's almost like 90% accurate. But there are words in English that they don't use in Japanese, so it won't translate. For example, if you want to say where is the bathroom in Japanese, you would say tore wa doko desu ka? Doko desu ka means where is it, or where is, and tore is toilet. So we wouldn't say where's the toilet, we would say where's the bathroom, or in Canada, where's the washroom. So if you say where is the bathroom, it will give you a bathroom, as in an onsen, because Japanese take baths. So that's a little complication. So before you arrive, it's good to familiarize yourself with words that the Japanese words that they use that are similar to English words for translation, which is a little difficult, but you can Google everything and find out. So that's what I suggest, that you download and get familiar with Google Translate. The only thing is you have to have Wi-Fi to use it, which sucks because in that first few days when you arrive to your new city, you won't have a phone. You might actually. I think Interac offers phone plans now. I don't know if they're set up as soon as you arrive. Check that out, because I do remember that Interac started, well, if you're not with Interac, sorry, but I know that Interac started to offer phone plans. So when you arrive, you might immediately have a phone plan. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I hope so. But otherwise, when you first arrive to the city that you'll be living in, what you have to do is first register with City Hall. So you can get that certificate that you're registered for the city, and then you have to go and open a bank account, and then once you open the bank account, then you have to find a phone provider, either Docomo or au. I was with Docomo, big up Docomo, and then you have to get a cell phone plan. You can do that all in one day if everything is in the general area. I did that, and once you have the phone plan with data, then Google Translate will become your best friend, and you can do absolutely anything with Google Translate. You just speak into it, tell it what you want, it will translate to Japanese. You show the Japanese person that you're communicating with, they will read it, understand, and speak back into it. Because I noticed that within the last year that I was there, that's how a lot of people started communicating with foreigners. Them just bust out the Google Translate, and I was like, oh, you use that to me too, and that's how we communicated. But yeah, Google Translate. Download it, learn to love it. Alright? So here we are with Google Translate. As you can see, I'm just typing in English, and then it's going to immediately translate to Japanese. So right there you see, and then you can press the function to even practice for yourself what it sounds like.
Eki wa doko desu ka? And so you'd show that translation to someone. Let's do it again. See, as it's typing it, you see the hiragana up top, and then it switches to kanji when you've inputted everything. So Docomo is the telephone provider, and so you play that, and the person will know what you're trying to say. Docomo wa doko desu ka? Docomo wa doko desu ka? So here you can go from Japanese to English by pressing the camera feature in the Google Translate app. And what you do is you use the camera of your phone, you hold it over the image or the Japanese words that you want translated, and it will do it immediately. It's so convenient, so easy. Another way is to import a picture with Japanese words, like if you have a screenshot, or you can use this to just hold over. So or you can scan the whole document basically, and then it will translate further. And so yes, you do that with the middle button there. And I would use this all the time if I'm at the supermarket. If I get mail with Japanese and I just don't know what it's saying, I'd scan it, I'd get it translated using Google Translate, and it would give me a general idea of what the document is saying. So trust me, this is how I survived those 4 years in Japan. And as you can see, they're English words, so it's basically translated.
The next thing you need to get familiar with is Google Maps. Google Maps will help you to get around transportation wise. So if you're going with Interact and you're landing in Tokyo, you don't have to worry about getting to training. They'll take you. It's so nice. If you're going with Interact and you're landing in Osaka for Osaka training, you need Google Maps. Because when you land, you're on your own and you have to be able to find the station to take you to the hotel you'll be staying with, and Google Maps is a godsend for that. What I've noticed with Google Maps now is that even if you don't have Wi-Fi, it will still show you your geographical location. So that helps in the sense that if you had marked down somewhere that you wanted to go previously, like the hotel, if you're near it, it will show you. I don't know how helpful that is. It's much better when you have your phone, but keep in mind the subways in Japan do have Wi-Fi and convenience stores, so you can always pop in to see where you are. But Google Maps, if you want to catch a train, it will tell you which train to take, and you can also go to the conductors for help. But Google Maps is what I use to get around everywhere in Japan. I swear by it. Download it, learn to love it, learn to use it.
Here we have Google Maps, so you can practice using this wherever you are before you get to Japan. But as you can see in search menu, you just put in where you want to go and it will show you where it is on the map, and then it will also show you directions. Now directions you can get for walking, taking a car, or in this case we're going to use for the subway. So I'm going to see here how to get from Osaka station to Kainan station. So you can always start with your point where your starting point and then your end point, and it just gives you a general idea of all the routes that you can take. Unfortunately, this was in AM times, so that was the time I took it, so 14-hour time difference. I'll change that shortly, but you see the red lines and the yellow line indicate that it's a different train line, so you'd have to switch. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. And even on the same line, so here you have two yellow lines, you have to switch trains. And so that would happen at Hineno, where you'd come off the train coming from Osaka station and then wait for another train that would go to Wakayama in this case. So here you can change the time. So if you're not leaving immediately at that time, you can change it to the time when you will be leaving and get an idea of what the best route for you would be. Now, if you press the Go feature, that's where you can input your starting point and then your end point. So, for example, I'm going to do Kansai International Airport. So, if you're going to Osaka training, then your starting point would be, you usually be flying in from Kansai International Airport. And then just for reference, I'm going to use Osaka Castle. I'm going to put the time that I would be leaving, not a real time, just an estimated time. And there you have your different routes. Of course, they cost different amounts of money depending on the train, because you have the express trains, you have the regular JR trains, which are the slower trains because they have many stops. And Google Maps has really improved because now they're even telling you which car of the train to stay on. If, for example, you're going from Osaka Station to the airport, you have to actually stay on the first four cars. So it's really an amazing feature that you can use to get around, and it gives you the best idea for direction wise. My only problem with it was used to be trying to find the orientation, like which way is north, which way is south. But otherwise, I do recommend Google Maps. It is an absolutely amazing feature, and you really should start practicing to use it. The only thing is it doesn't work as well in Jamaica, but definitely in Japan it's a godsend. So definitely download it and start fiddling with it from now so you have a better idea once you get to Japan.
Since you should have finished working by now, given your 2 weeks notice or whatever, but you can start to learn Japanese. Now, it's not like I didn't try to learn Japanese. I did try to learn Japanese. I tried really hard to learn Japanese. I just didn't have the time to do better at learning Japanese. But what you can do is learn the basics first. The not kanji, but the characters that they use. So they use 3 different characters to speak Japanese or learn Japanese. You have hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Kanji is very difficult. It's based off of, it's kind of like the same Chinese characters that you'll see, but stroke formation is different and everything. If you want to learn proper Japanese, you'll have to learn kanji. If you want to learn to speak basic Japanese, hiragana and katakana are for you.
So here it is, the basic hiragana chart. There are other letter combinations to form sounds for Japanese, but this is just a basic one right now. As you can see, you have A, I, U, E, O, which would be like the same as ours, A, E, I, O, U, but in a different combination. And then you have letters W, R, Y, M, H, N, T, S, K that combine with A, I, U, E, O to form the syllabus for pronunciation in Japanese. It's a little crazy and I'm probably not explaining it well, but I'm trying my best. And so for example, if we use R, the combinations would be Ra, Ri, Ru, Re, Ro. So R-A, R-I, R-U, R-E, R-O. And then with some instances, like for T, the combination is T-A, ta, but T-I turns into she. So, and T-U turns into su. T-E is the same te and to. So it's a little complicated, but with the app you learn how to pronounce it properly. But this is a basic hiragana chart, and what you do is you memorize it, you memorize the characters, and then with the app you can memorize the characters, recognizing them, and then practicing to write them. But it goes across and down for the letter combinations that help you to pronounce the words. So let's take, for example, Wakayama. Wa is W-A, so you follow that with the red dot. Then you have Ka, K-A, Ya, Y-A, and Ma. Wakayama. So those letter combinations are how you would pronounce Wakayama, and those are the hiragana characters you would use for it. You have to study this chart to understand the syllable sounds for Japanese. And then once you finish hiragana, then you have to go ahead and study this, the katakana syllables chart, which is the same combination of letters but with different characters or strokes. So the apps that I'm going to introduce are going to definitely help you to learn these and practice writing them also. So the first app I'm going to introduce you to is Hiragana Learn Japanese. It's what I use to learn hiragana, really easy. It's free. You can download it in the Google Play Store. And what it does, it teaches you through repetitive exercises how to recognize the hiragana syllables and also how to write them. So here you're going to see how you can practice recognizing them. It gives you 4 options. You just have to tap the right one. It moves on to another sequence. And so you can't hear it now, but it's telling you, it's pronouncing it, and you just tap the right one. If you get it wrong, then it will highlight that it's wrong and you have to try again. So it's a lot of repetition until you just start to recognize them. So see here, I got it wrong. So before, that exercise showed you how to recognize them, and now the other feature is how to write them. So this one is always the most difficult part for me, but it helps you to practice the stroke formation. So you don't just write them in any direction. There's a stroke formation, the first stroke, and which one then you do. So here I am attempting a, and I just kept getting it wrong because I forgot you have to go across, down, and then circle around like that. So if you get it, ku is easy, just like that. So if here they remove the signs to help you, watch me get it wrong every single time because I just suck with writing it. I've forgotten most of them already. But the repetition is really good, and you start to pick up the hiragana so easily. And here's the katakana learn Japanese app, the same one as the hiragana one. Same process, same details, and it's really easy to use. I do recommend them.
Okay. Now this is very important. I think I mentioned this in another video. Before you arrive, as best you can, find out who is the teacher you're replacing, get in contact with that person, and beg them for as much information as possible. This is important because they might have, like I mentioned in the video before, when persons are leaving, they might have things that you could use. And so if you get there and overlap with them before they leave, then you can get free stuff or things at a reasonable discount. Also, they will have information about the school, like which teachers are difficult, which grade is difficult to teach, the school year, and that will help you a lot when you're mentally preparing yourself for that first day of class, because remember, you're on your own. You have to make these lesson plans. You have to know what works and what doesn't work, and the best thing for you to do is ask someone who was in that position previously what works, what doesn't work, what do teachers like. So get in contact with the person you're replacing. Some people, because I have seen this, don't want to help who they're replacing. They're too consumed with their own lives and leaving and moving on to the next step in their life. So unfortunately, if you get a teacher there like that, I'm sorry, but try and get in contact with somebody else who might be more open to helping you, because there's always a Lydia out there who wants to just help as many people as possible, and that would be very helpful to you. So try and get in contact with the person you're replacing and ask them to help you with your move there, just to get information about the school, and if they have anything that they could give to you like the big item winter stuff, great. Okay, alright, so this is the last thing I'm going to tell you in your 2 weeks or 3 weeks preparation before you arrive is, please learn as much about Japan and Japanese culture as you can, because a lot of times people get there and they interpret no, I don't want to say interpret. You do things that are rude and you don't realize because it's a completely new culture to you, and that's not good. It's not good, right? You need to open up your mind to new things, new cultures. I really don't know why some people move to Japan and decide to be scornful of Japanese people and Japanese food. It's like, why are you there then? I mean, I know people look at it as an opportunity to make money and travel, but you cannot put yourself in a position where you're moving to this country where you are going to be an absolute jackass the whole time you're there just to make money and travel to other countries. Don't do yourself that. You'll be miserable. You'll be absolutely miserable. So, if you have a genuine interest in Japan and Japanese culture, good. If you don't, we are moved to Japan for. Seriously. But what I do suggest, that if you're in between, meaning you really want to just move there and get some good opportunities, but you could see yourself learning more about the culture and learning to respect it, then there are ways to do that. You can read books about Japanese culture and life. You can check the internet for life in Japan. A really good YouTube series is Japanology. I watched that religiously for about a month before I got to Japan, and it really prepared me about the different things. It's an older series, so some of the things are a little outdated, but it taught me so much about Japan, and it's on YouTube, and you just sit down and watch about 10 episodes each day, and you're good. But Japanology, look for it on YouTube. It really helped me about all kinds of things about Japanese culture. and reading books. Even when I got to Japan, I went to the library in my school and there was a book on Japanese culture. I read the whole thing. And what it allowed me to do is have an understanding of the people, and also help me to know when not to do stupid things. I still cannot believe that I went to what's the name of that shrine in Nara in Meiji. I still can't believe I went to one of the holiest shrines in Japan and ate food in there. Japanology and reading the culture book did not help me for that. Embarrassed myself completely, but I learned better. But it's still important to like prepare yourself. Even if you're gonna make a few faux pas mistakes, that's okay. But it's still better to prepare yourself. But yeah, that's it. Enjoy time with your family. You're not going to them for a very long time. If you're like me, a year and a half. So enjoy time with your family. Say goodbye to your friends. Do not overpack your suitcase. Please, 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 please only bring the essentials. You can have anything else that you really, really need sent to you. It will reach in about a month or 2 weeks. All right. So just enjoy the time you have left with your family and friends, and understand that your life is going to change, and communicating with people is not going to be easy with that 14-hour time difference. And realize that it's an opportunity that you can make the best of if you put your mind to it, and you just need to prepare yourself. So do as much preparation as you can and you'll be fine, and just relax and don't worry about the long flight. Okay? So if you have any more questions or information you'd like to know, let me know. I'll work on it. I'm sorry I'm so busy right now, but I need to find a work. So till next time, bye.